Hey, what's up, guys? Back again with another video. This time, obviously, your boy's got a snorkel. I picked it up off of eBay for under $90, so this is a super inexpensive upgrade you can do to your Jeep. Sure, a lot of people say you need more than just the snorkel to completely waterproof your Jeep, which is true, but I've already got a lot of those upgrades already done. We'll go over those later on a little bit. This is from a 1996 or 97, I believe, and up to a 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee. This is for a ZJ originally, but like I said, it'll fit one of these. And yeah, it's pretty well built. Surprised me with the quality when I picked it up and pulled it out of the box. I wasn't expecting much, honestly, and it really surprised me. If we walk over here, this is where it mounts up. I'm just going to place it here so you get a rough estimate of where it's going to be. It's got these grooves that sit into the fender. Should look pretty nice once it's there and once it's complete. Yeah, you guys stay tuned and thanks for watching. So this is everything that comes with it. This is the piece that goes up in between the fender. Obviously that goes on the tip of the snorkel. This is the piece that attaches to the stock airbox. We'll go more into depth when we get to that step. This is the tube that connects that through the fender to this piece. From the airbox through there. Comes with a couple different stencils, some other little pieces of hardware. This is what goes up and attaches to the A-pillar. This stops the airflow on the stock airbox where it originally pulled in from, and a whole bunch of random hardware. So hooray, shout out to cheap products from China, man, with no instructions. But that's why I'm making this video, in case you guys come across any issues when installing. Hopefully I can eliminate those, at least go over them today. So if you have the same problem, you'll know what to do. Alright guys, the first step is just I'm gonna get some masking tape. Just gonna layer it over this area for a couple reasons. One is to protect the paint from scratching, in theory, as I'm rubbing it up and trying to get it angled on there right. And also to protect the paint from chipping once you drill holes through here. It's no different than your fender. If you want to get a nice clean line without your paint flaking and chipping away, use masking tape on there before you start making any cuts, and it'll hold your paint in place and it'll give you a nice crisp line in the paint. Alright, our next step is going to be taking our snorkel, placing it on here and trying to figure out exactly where this lines up. I'm assuming it's somewhere along these lines, since this curve right here follows the body lines of the Jeep. Don't quote me. Let me go get the snorkel and we'll start lining it up and see if we can get it marked. It's important to keep in mind where these line up, that way you don't have it bowing too much this way or too much to the outside. What I'm doing is just kind of eyeballing it, where it's going to end up being and where it's going to mount. That looks about right to me. So let's get that on there. See where those line up. And like I said, that is exactly what it is. So I think that'll give us a pretty accurate line. That should give us a pretty accurate line if we just follow this right here. So what we'll do is we'll do a couple little trials, see what happens. So I don't know how well you can see this, but it looks like this paper is cut to fit the fender trim right there, fender line. So I'm going to tape it up right there and see how that looks when everything's lined up. Alright, so you get your airbox removed, it's just a couple of screws. You're going to have a few bolts that come through your airbox, down underneath your wheel well, and you'll pull those out. I think I got them all out. I'm just connected on this intake. Once you get your airbox removed, you'll have a lot more room in this area to work. One thing you may have to do in your application that I'm not necessarily doing here is relocating your washer fluid bottle. I actually picked a ZJ one up that I plan to mount up in this area a little bit later, but as for now, I'm not going to worry about that. Now you can see I've already got my wires right here. This is off of the windshield wiper or windshield washer fluid. So once I get that bottle put where I want, we'll get that hooked up. As for now, we'll just pull those out of the way. Right in here is the area. Right in here is the area where it seems like the snorkel is going to come through. I'll pull the headlight out just to make sure I have enough room to, as much room as possible to work. And so it looks like it's going to come in right here, go along that pipe in the fender, and then right into this area. And then you can kind of see what I'm talking about if we hold it up. Should line up about right here. My fenders are trimmed pretty high, so I might have to tuck it up there quite a bit, just so it's not showing right here, obviously. I think I can get it back in there to be about, yeah, it's gonna have to be about right here. So that means everything inside of here has got to go. So that's got to go. That's got to go. Yeah. It's gonna be fun. Alright guys, I am back. I'm trying to get this thing located in here where it's gonna sit. And I don't know how well you can tell right now, but that is a super tight space that this is supposed to fit into. And honestly, I feel like it's not going to be worth the trouble. But like I said, I'm going to trim a little bit more and see where it gets me. Alright guys, quick update. I got the hole drilled out. As you can see, I was able to use this rotary tool, and I got the hole drilled out, cleaned up. I threw some clear coat spray paint on the inside of here to make sure that it doesn't rust. So next step is, because I'm going to scratch that piece that came with it, I'm going to take this piece to the hardware store, find some type of flex pipe that will match up with it, and go from there. But as for this thing, throw it in there. Next step first is to drill these holes out. These no longer line up to where I had them, so I'm going to be ignoring these and applying some new markers on there. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing now. I will update you guys once I get these holes drilled and go from there. Alright guys, this is the progress. Sorry it is getting dark, but yeah, I got it mounted. I got the hole cut out, and I'm just gonna run a piece of flex tube that I find, and it's gonna run from, this is the Airbox. One thing you have to do to the Airbox is this has to be sealed off. So I'm going to take it to Home Depot, try to find a plug. Just picked up this section of tubing from Home Depot. So yeah, gonna cut a section off and make it work. Be back with you shortly. Alright guys, as you can see right here what I've done, this is the stock Airbox. This is a little adapter from Home Depot, or I mean actually from Lowe's. 3-inch adapter. Blocks off where the stock air used to come in. That's where this thing used to be. Like that. Blocks that off. Sorry, couldn't even see. That's where this used to be. But that blocks that off now. And I've got this rubber connection piece right here. This came with the Snorkel, as well as this band. Got that on there. Put, I don't know, 4 or 5 layers of Gorilla tape on there, so that shit's not going nowhere. I kind of went ham, and I put RTV underneath. So that's sealed. I got this piece of pipe that I use the torch, kind of bend it into the shape you need, and that's gonna go outside of the Snorkel. If you see right here, this will drop in like such and make the connection inside of the fender. So I will get with you guys when I'm done. We're almost complete. Alright guys, she is complete. So a couple of the things that I wanted to let you guys know of beforehand. So right in here is where this attaches. You'll have to trim this out. That's one thing to take note of. I haven't got mine attached yet. I gotta borrow my neighbor's riveting tool to pop that in. But once that's attached, it's pretty secure there. Even without that attached, it's crazy secure. That's just extra, but I will get to that. So all this is just some black bed liner shit that I threw on there. I don't have any spray paint today. I didn't have any spray paint, so I just threw some bed liner on there, just to keep the metal from rusting for now. And all this tape is just extra protection as well. I mean, just an extra precaution. But yeah, that's how it's routed. It goes underneath and connects to this piece right here, to the inside, up through the Airbox. I'll open the hood so you can see underneath. And right in here, if you look down there, is where it connects with that rubber tube. And yeah, it took pretty much, I would say probably 7 hours total. A lot of it was, like I said, because I didn't start with the right tools. I have a tendency to do that, but that's how you end up accumulating tools over time. Is each project usually ends up with me running to Home Depot or to Harbor Freight for something. But yeah, all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm happy with the fitment of it. I like how it lines up. If you look right here, it's pretty close as it opens, which is nice, but it's a perfect fit. So can't complain. All in all, I'm happy. Hope this helps somebody out in the future if you're contemplating purchasing one. Like I said, this thing was like $89, something like that, off of eBay, and it's a super cool upgrade you can do. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe.